So, all of the liveries have finally been revealed, and the grid for 2021 is now complete. All we have left is, of course, preseason testing, which starts in just a couple of days' time in Bahrain, of course, ahead of the season opener, also at Bahrain as well. So, yeah, super excited for that. I'm sure you guys are as well. Now, in terms of the liveries themselves, there was actually a really interesting mix. Of course, some teams decided to stick with the same liveries that they've had for the past couple of years. Some teams decided to make just little changes and just evolve it slightly in different areas, and some teams just outright had a brand new livery or brand new color scheme. So in this video, I'm going to be ranking my personal top 10 from worst to best according to my opinion. So yeah, hopefully it should be a fun one. And of course, guys, don't forget to let me know your top 10 as well in the comments box below. I can't wait to see what you guys think. But yes, let's jump in to my ranking of the 2021 liveries. So, kicking off with number 10 and my worst livery of 2021, it is the Williams livery. Now, the one thing I do want to say about this one is that I don't want to kind of just go in on it and just hurl abuse at Williams, because technically we haven't actually seen the livery out on track. Some of the teams have obviously done shakedown sessions, so we've had a chance to see them in proper daylight. The Williams one, we only have the renders, so, you know, it's probably going to look maybe a little bit better in real life, but in terms of the renders and in terms of the photos that I have access to right now, it is easily my least favorite of 2021, because it just doesn't make sense to me. They tried to go apparently with a more retro vibe and kind of hark back to their 90s in terms of some of the blue and the integration of some gold apparently, but in these renders, it just doesn't make any design sense to me. The front of the car has a massive amount of white and this really weird yellow, so to me, it doesn't even look like gold, to be honest. So yeah, that doesn't fit in at all. Then there's no white going towards the back of the car, so that just kind of disappears out of nowhere. And even on the engine cover, that whole zigzag with the different shades of blue as well, and the fact that the zigzag actually goes over the Williams logo, to me this car just doesn't make sense. And the other worrying thing is that there's not that many sponsors on there either, and you can clearly see that Williams are very dependent on the money that Nicholas Latifi is bringing in with his dad, because if you remove the Lavazza and Safina Foods, there is barely any sponsors on this car, so that's not very good for Williams. But yeah, I'm just not a fan of it at all. It makes no sense to me, and it is a little bit of a mess. So yeah, I'm sorry Williams, I'm just not a big fan of your livery. So yeah, in 10th place is the Williams. Now, next up, I have got the Haas livery. Now, let me be honest with you, I was really struggling in terms of how I feel about this livery, in the sense that I'm sure on one side, if I kind of take away all of the external factors of U-Phoria and Mazepin and all of that sort of stuff, I think in a way it is quite cool to have your country's flag on your car. You know, if I was in Formula 1 and I had, you know, if that flag was the Lithuanian flag and I was driving that car, that would be so sick. But every single time I look at that livery, not only is it a little bit boring, and again, there is a massive lack of sponsors, which is very worrying, but the livery itself, all of those factors keep coming in. The Mazepin, the U-Phoria, the fact that, you know, it's going to be quite awkward for Mick Schumacher to be driving a car that's just draped in a Russian flag, and the irony of having an American team, an American owner with an American car draped with the Russian flag. I mean, it's just, you cannot write that. But all of those factors coming in, you know, this isn't an awful livery, but it just makes me not like it for some reason. I feel sorry for the designer, because I'm sure he was quite limited in terms of what he had to design. And so that's the thing, even though the livery is okay, all of those external factors just make me not like it. And I kind of, again, I feel sorry for Mick Schumacher, but yeah, there you go. In terms of the Haas livery, I'm just not a big fan. Now, the next livery I have got is the Ferrari livery, which has been the newest livery that has just been revealed a few hours ago. Now, obviously the thing that is standing out for everyone is the green Mission Winnow sponsor. Now, I'm going to come back to the livery in just a second, but the one caveat I have with this car is that in terms of the green Mission Winnow sponsor, there is a big chance that we're not even going to see it for quite a few races, because as we saw last year, the Mission Winnow logo was actually on the SF1000 when it was launched, but then from race to race, they didn't have it on the car, because it really depends on the advertising restrictions in different countries and in different races. So there is a very big chance that we don't even see that green logo on the Ferrari. But nevertheless, this is the pictures that they've released. This is the car and the livery that they have released for the 2021 season. And in terms of my critiques, I mean, it's a total mess, especially if you look at the back of the car. Even if you are the biggest Ferrari fan, when you see this picture, you've got to think to yourself, something just doesn't look right here. Something does not the color combination is not cohesive. You've got a bright matte red, then you've got a green, then there's a gradient into the maroon that they used for their 1000th anniversary Tuscany livery. But even without the green, I just don't get the point of even bringing back the burgundy. I thought it was just a cool livery that should have been its own standalone thing in 2020. It's a cool kind of one-off livery, so I don't know why they brought it back. So yeah, not a fan of this one. But again, we haven't actually seen it on track, so maybe it looks incredible on track. We're gonna have to wait and see. So yeah, overall, just not a big fan, sadly, of the 2021 Ferrari. Now, next up, I have got the Alpha Tauri livery. Now, to be honest, I'm kind of struggling with this one because I don't have too much to say about it, if I'm being kind of brutally honest. I think it's better than last year's. I wasn't a big fan of their livery last year. It kind of, you know, it was cool to have it, but then after a few races, it really kind of just turned into black and white for me. I barely even noticed the navy. But the fact that they've kind of switched it over, so now the navy is on top and much more pronounced. You can really see the blue, and we have seen this car out on track. It definitely looks better than last year, but at the same time, it doesn't get my heart pumping. I'm not a big fan of where the Honda logo is and how that's all integrated, but to be honest, it's kind of a 5 out of 10 livery. It's average. It's okay. Obviously, it's a little bit different because we're ranking the liveries, but if I had to give it a rating out of 10, it would literally just be a 5. It's not bad. It's not great. It's just kind of okay. So yeah, fair play, AlphaTauri. Now, the next livery I've got is the Mercedes livery. Now, if you watched my livery reaction video, you know that I kind of went in on that livery. I wasn't a really big fan when I first saw it, and to be honest, it hasn't really grown on me. I still maintain that if you just look at the first 2/3 of the car, I still really like it. I thought it was one of the best liveries last year, and to be honest, it's not always easy to integrate red, black, and turquoise. It's a really kind of strange color combination, but Mercedes did a really good job. So, and I don't mind the AMG logos or the fact that there could be more AMG logos on the car, but the way they've integrated the AMG sticker bomb and the fact that it goes from black to silver, there's a gradient, and then the crazy AMG stickers, and still I'm not a big fan of the number, the fact that it's only the outline and not just a solid number. You know, even though I'm not a fan of the livery, at the end of the day, the best looking cars are always the ones that finish first. So I suppose for Mercedes, it's really a win-win. And at the end of the day, maybe for me, I'm only going to be seeing the car from the front because it's always going to be leading the race. So yeah, maybe I'm looking at the positives here, guys. But yeah, in terms of the actual livery itself, not a big fan of the Mercedes livery for 2021. Now, next up, I have got McLaren, and very similar to AlphaTauri, I don't really have too much to say about it. Obviously, it's almost exactly the same as it was last year, but now they've obviously implemented the rainbow, which again is what they had on the car at the end of the season, so it is almost a direct carryover. There's very little kind of changes to it, and yeah, the reason why I've got it where it is because that livery doesn't blow me away. If anything, I was actually a bigger fan of the 2019 livery where they had it in metallic with some kind of crazy, I think, shapes, with some triangles or something on the engine cover in blue. It's a cool livery. I still like it. I still like that McLaren have got their own color, you know, orange, the papaya, that's their brand, and I love that they are rocking with it. But in terms of the livery itself, it's nothing special. It's still the same matte finish with the orange on top and the blue on the bottom, and yeah, it's a cool livery, but kind of similar to the AlphaTauri one. It doesn't quite, you know, it doesn't quite get my heart pumping, but I do prefer it to the Mercedes one. So either way, even though I'm not a big fan of their livery, I have no doubt that they're going to have a great 2021. I'm a big fan of both their drivers, so yeah, I think they're going to have a very good season. Now, next up, I have got the Aston Martin livery. Now, obviously, this was a completely brand new livery for 2021 with Racing Point being rebranded as Aston Martin. So we were all very excited to see the livery, and I actually am a pretty big fan of it. I think it's a very cool livery, but at the same time, it didn't blow me away. I thought it was a very safe option, and to be honest, a really good start for Aston Martin. I'm sure this is going to be developed and it's going to be evolved over the coming years, but it's a pretty solid base in terms of the actual livery itself. I mean, it is pretty basic. Once you get over the color, which is a cool color, you know, the fact that that pink line, it looks exactly like a Mercedes livery. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, literally, if you kind of look at them side by side and just imagine that turquoise was the pink, and of course it was actually green and not black, it is literally the Mercedes livery. So yeah, I mean, just the memes keep carrying on, don't they? But we also saw pictures of the car on track, and it did look really cool. Again, the color was quite nice as well, and I look forward to seeing this car actually in Singapore under the lights. I think it could look really nice there as well. The one thing that I don't like, however, is the numbers and the font of the numbers. If you're wondering, by the way, it's actually the road car font that they use for like the DBX. They've carried the font over and used it for the driver numbers in Formula 1, and I'm not a very big fan of it, especially Lance Stroll's number. The number 18, it's kind of massive and like stretched all the way across the nose, which I'm really not a big fan of. But other than that, it is a cool livery, it's a cool design, it's a cool color, but it's nothing special. I think it was a safe start, and I suppose I look forward to seeing how they develop it in the coming years. So we are into the top 3, and in third place, no doubt this will be a controversial one, the fact that it's even made it this high up the list, but it is the Red Bull livery. Now, of course, in some shape or form, and sometimes with the sponsors in different places, this livery has been around since 2016. That's the first time we saw the Red Bull matte livery, and many people might be wondering, you know, why is this in third place? I mean, one of the reasons is that I do think that over the past 2 years, in my opinion, the liveries have got a little bit worse. I think especially Mercedes and Ferrari had great liveries in 2018 and 2019, and they've kind of regressed a little bit in my opinion. So that is why, to me, the Red Bull, I think it's a modern classic. I think especially seeing it with Sergio Perez out on track in daylight, I just don't really want it to change. I still think it's kind of cool. I think, again, it is a modern classic in my opinion, and at no point did I look at it and think, oh my god, I need a new livery. I still think it's a really nice design. I love the matte finish. I think it works really well. I still like the way they've got the Red Bull logos on the nose and the engine cover, the bright red Red Bull lettering, and of course for 2021, the massive Honda logo on the spoiler as well. So yeah, I'm sure many of you guys are probably thinking to yourselves, oh my god, not another Red Bull livery that looks exactly the same as last year. But to me, it's still kind of cool and I still love it. So yeah, in third place, I have got Red Bull. So next up, and we are now into the top 2, and in second place, I have got the Alfa Romeo livery. Now, from the moment I saw it, from the moment the covers came off, I mean, I absolutely loved it. I've loved the Alfa Romeo livery for the past couple of years, to be honest. I'm a big fan of the white and the blood red, which is of course the color of Alfa Romeo, and just the little things that they've kind of switched up for 2021. They've kind of switched where the red and the white is on the engine cover. They've kind of flipped it, Uno reversed, as some people have pointed out, and also just kind of the little details as well of the halo still being in that blood red color. I think that was a very good choice, and the cloverleaf on the Alfa Romeo badge on the engine cover, just little details like that. It's just such an amazing and complex livery, but not overly complex, and it's not a mess or anything like that. And we have seen the car out on track as well. I think it was out for a shakedown with Robert Kubica driving, and it looks amazing out in the daylight as well. So I'm a huge fan of this livery, absolutely love it. I love the colors, I love the design. It's integrated absolutely beautifully. So yeah, absolutely love the Alfa Romeo livery, and it is in second place. So there is only one team and one livery left, and that means of course that my number one choice, my favorite livery of 2021 is the Alpine livery. Now, first of all, shout out to Sean Ball Designs, who of course designed this livery. If you guys don't know who he is, he designs liveries and actually is working with Renault and now of course Alpine. So yeah, he is responsible for this livery, and oh my days, he absolutely knocked it out of the park. And definitely go check out his Instagram, by the way. He does some amazing concept liveries as well. But in terms of this one, I absolutely love it. That blue is incredible. The amazing thing is the studio shots at first made it look like a metallic kind of blue, but then when they had the car out on track in daylight, the color is actually not metallic, it's actually a satin blue. And the thing that makes this livery my favorite is not just the blue, it's an amazing color by itself, but it's the fact that it's not too fussy, it's not overcomplicated. The little integrations of red as part of the Alpine on the back of the engine cover and just below the halo, and also the little details like the French flag on the front wing and also the rear wing as well. And just as a package, I think it looks absolutely incredible. So yeah, the Alpine livery, easily my favorite livery of 2021. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see more pictures of it out on track during testing with Esteban Ocon and Fernando Alonso as well. Yeah, just an unbelievable livery, great color, and man, Fernando Alonso is going to look so good scoring podiums in that car. Oh, sorry, I don't really know what came over me there. Ignore that last part, but yeah, love the livery. It's my favorite. So yeah, there you go, guys. That is my ranking of the top 10 liveries of 2021 from worst to best. Now, let me know all of your thoughts in the comments box below. Let me know your top 10 actually as well. And I hope you did enjoy this video. And if you did, then don't forget to drop a like and smash that subscribe button. We are so close to the beginning of the season. So yeah, I can't wait. Anyway, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.